Welcome to Talk Live. Have fun interacting with the host and other viewers in real time. And remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. That's right, community double standards, where they pick on atheists and kick us off of the TikTok and protect other idiots out there. So here we are going live. See Childress, the first one to join. Thank you so much for finding us here on the backup account today. Yeah, that's right. I got banned Friday. I went live with Rachel, the fabulous and gorgeous Rachel from I Blame Bill. And I was requested to say my favorite limericks, right? And I've written over 200 limericks, probably more, maybe over 300 at this point, with all the recent religious ones that I've written. And I said a couple out loud. G. Quincy, thanks for joining, my friend. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if many people are going to join because it is not on my backup account. As I was starting to explain, the main account got banned from going live until tomorrow. Not that big of a deal, but you know, I don't know. Does anyone really know how it works? What's up, Matt in the Hat? Thanks for finding us, buddy. Cherry 44415, Jose Jimenez, College somebody, Lorelei, Freddie the Bear. Here we go. Now we got some people joining. Appreciate you all. K Lovell, Les Miller, Steve Jobs, 0153, Frankie D. Matt, Jeff K. Perry, QWERTY, Not This Ghoul. Hi, Frankie. Joe Mama, Sauce, 6 Elver Gone, number 1 Franny. User a lot of numbers. Have been watching Wayne? Is it pretty good, right? I fucking love it. It's my sense of humor. I can see how some people might not like it, but that kind of shit cracks me the fuck up, I want to tell you. Benjamin Paris, Choppa, Jacob Murphy, Hippy Dippy. Good morning, G. Quincy. Eco does it. User couldn't think of a name. Baby Jam, Joni627, Chappy Boats. User a lot of numbers. Wising, Manny, Johannes, Kajuntma, Big Daddy FSU is at Florida State. What's up, man? Non Crazy Cat Lady is here. I made you a moderator, and I made old Kevin Rubik's a moderator. Guy Elger, Aaron Pyan, Peter Cruz. People joining too fast for me to catch up with. If I missed your name and you want to toot out, then send me a message. Hello. I guess you're back on, right? You can comment from your normal account now. That's good news. My friend. Raisa Shikwa, Isabel Blandon. I was starting to say that I got kicked off, I think, for reciting dirty limericks. I don't know if you people think that it's always reporting, or if you think there's an algorithm listening. I did say some filthy fucking limericks. I really did. And I'm on YouTube too, by the way. There's the YouTube camera. Hi to nobody on YouTube. And we'll see how long the YouTube lasts. But does anyone really understand how all of that works? You think that maybe you can just get kicked off for like saying a bunch of dirty words? Or is somebody reporting it? Because it was filthy, and I guess there might have been somebody who was offended. I don't know who watches me that would actually be offended by a dirty limerick. Yeah, I would think it's poetry, so it's okay, right? So I don't know. It's hard for me to figure out. But anyway, it was only for a couple of days, but they didn't even review it yet, assholes. They didn't even get around to reviewing it. So got to go live from my backup account, and it's on an iPad, right? I was advised. I look like Joe Biden. Jesus God, Joe Biden does not shave his head. I wish he would, man. That fringe in the back, like a fucking old man who has no idea what he looks like and doesn't care. And Joe Biden, pretty sure, doesn't have a goatee, and not as smart and handsome as me either. There are some rules on this backup account, just like the other account. No spitting, no loud radios, and no preaching on the train. You get the whistle if you preach on the train, and one of the mods will kick you off. I don't think you followed me on this account from your backup account, Crazy Cat Lady, because I couldn't find it when I brought up, like you showed me how to bring up who to make a moderator before you go live. So glad you're here. If Kevin Rubix joins us, he's a moderator too. And if you preach, you're gonna get kicked off the train. I had a guy hit me up on Instagram, and he was really adamant. Like some of these people are, I guess. When you do what we do, the Christian trolls reach out and they're like, can you accept my, if you're on Instagram, they'll be like, accept the message or decline it, and I don't like to decline anybody like that. I'm not that way. I like to accept messages. I like to be friendly if I can, even though I know these people just want to proselytize, right? They just want to get on there to try to convince me that I'm just so crazy for being an atheist. And really, again, it confirms what I already believe, that Those people are so threatened by the existence of atheists. They want everybody in the world to believe at least in some God, because it makes them feel better. When they know that there's people out there who don't believe in a God at all, it really makes them question their own beliefs. It really makes them doubt. So I don't think they care about saving my soul. I don't think they care about really spreading the word. I think that they want to feel comfortable with their belief system. And when they see people out there who question it openly and boldly and obviously, then it makes them itchy. I don't think they can stand it. So this asshole was trying to get my attention on Instagram, and I accepted the message, but then I didn't answer him. And then he got on the fucking TikTok and like started hammering me. He's like, I know Jesus, the name Jesus strikes fear in the hearts of demons, basically calling me a demon, and then screaming at me in all caps over and over, Jesus is king, Jesus is Lord, all this stuff. But on the Instagram, he's like, I really just want to have a sincere conversation with you. But then on TikTok, he's acting like a fucking troll. So I'm like, finally, I'm like, you know what? I accepted your message. Say what you got to say. He wrote me like 3 fucking paragraphs as long as the screen about the same stupid shit, about how do I think that this is really an accident? And do I think that there's do I think that there's a greater purpose to life? No, I don't. And I told him, I think there is no greater purpose to life. We're just another animal on this planet. The way that people need to assign some purpose, like we're here to please our creator somehow, instead of what science knows, that we're just another animal. We've just evolved a brain that's big enough to think of these things. Is there a God? What happens after we die? Most other animals haven't gotten to that point, and we have. And so to deny that, I mean, it's okay to have a religion anyway, but to deny the what science knows, that we're just another animal, and pretend that we're special, and that God created all of this for us. What the fuck is the rest of the universe for then? If there aren't other planets around other star systems somewhere with life on them, why bother with that? Just make the Earth and the sun and go. It's all so stupid. I can't even believe it. But anyway, what's up, Antichrist? Got to go live from a backup account. Glad you found me, man. Glad you're here. Appreciate it. I don't know how long this will last, because I don't know how. Right now, there's not anywhere near as many people on as usual, but we'll see how it goes. And I am on YouTube, and the comments are up. If anybody gets on YouTube, I'll try to remember to look over there. Flying solo. No producer Jay today. Good morning, Keisha. How are you, baby? Rage AR 556. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I act like it's an insult to be called a demon when demons don't exist. If you're dumb enough to think that like demons exist, man, did you see that lady who went off on the Luca film? And she looked like a demon. I'm like, she's calling the cartoon like, that's a demon face. Did you see her? And I'm looking at her face going, have you looked in the fucking mirror, man? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not insulted if people call me a demon, but it's like being called a Sasquatch or a Yeti, right? Or I'm more insulted by the Joe Biden comment than I am. The main account is just called Atheist Underground. This one just has an underscore. Yeah, please go to that one and follow if you haven't. If you're finding us here for the first time, great. It's entirely possible that this account will pop up on people's FYP more than the other one, because the other one has been punished so many times for videos taken down, and my live streams being taken off because of whatever mass reporting or something I actually did say. But if you're finding us here for the first time, go and follow that account. That's where the action is. That's where I put up videos. Only using this one because I got banned from the other one, and I feel like I'm a little pixelated today. Do I not look as in high definition? This is an iPad. It's not a new one. It's an older iPad. It's still got a home button at the bottom, but it had never gotten used. I found it in a box, and I'm like, this thing's pristine, man. And I forgot it was even around. I didn't even know where it came from. So I plugged it in and charged it up, and like made the backup account on this, so that they can't trace, your backup account to your same IP address or whatever they do. On the advice of the amazing, non-crazy, crazy cat lady, if you don't follow her, go and follow her right away. Follow my guy Matt in the Hat. You don't drink anymore. Why not, Matt? Did you quit drinking? That's good for you. I'm not. Yeah, it's the screen size for me, right? Yeah, you're probably right. But it's funny that the phones have higher resolution than this big old iPad. I quit drinking. I don't not drink. Once in a while, I'll have a little drink. The guy gave me some white whiskey. Have you ever had that? Jim Beam white whiskey. I had a shot of that because I was so intrigued by it. I'd never seen white whiskey. And it wasn't super white. It wasn't vodka white, clear. It was like that, just tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of color. But it was lighter than Irish. It was lighter than any whiskey I'd ever seen. and it was pretty tasty, I got to say. But why'd you quit drinking, man? For health. Stick to weed, man. That's my advice. Rusty Viper, thanks for joining, my friend. There's some stuff going on, man. I keep on wanting to mention that the New York did the right thing by removing religious exceptions to the vaccine for healthcare workers, right? Finally, somebody does the right fucking thing. If you're a healthcare worker in New York, you have to get the vaccine, and you can't say that you don't want it because you're a Christian. That shit does not fly anymore. You did crazy stuff when you get drunk. When you get drunk. All right. Yeah, I didn't see the previous comment. But yeah, New York State, congratulations. You count on New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Vermont, to always be on the right side of things. And again, eventually they'll only starting to look like, with the effective rollback of Roe versus Wade by SCOTUS, by the Supreme Court of, I can't even say it with a straight face. They're so not supreme. The Supreme Court is a fucking group of idiots, bimbos, college drinkers, molesters. I don't know. It's a fucking joke that these people are entrusted with the highest legal decisions in our formerly great country. It's a fucking joke. But with Texas getting away with what they got away with, and other states being emboldened by that, pretty soon that's all we're going to have is New England, parts of Washington and San Francisco, and some of the rest of California. I get the rest of the fucking country, Chicago. I mean, the rest of the country is fucking hillbillies, man, and it's fucking getting discouraging. I can't mince words there. It's really, really, really more and more discouraging to get to be an American. It's really bad. People use their Christianity to get out of the vaccine. How? Because they claim religious exceptionalism. It's against their religion to take that. And anytime anybody says that in America, you don't have to be Christian to say that. And that's why the Satanic Temple now, up to great work again, they are claiming that it's their religious right to get the abortion pill. Women's bodily autonomy is sacrosanct in their religion, and so they should be able to get the anti-abortion pill, the day after pill, anytime they want without jumping through any other legal hoops. And they're hoping that that'll work. That might make me join the Satanic Temple. Is something I've been loath to do just because I want to identify as an atheist. But they're really getting stuff done. TST and Lucian Greaves is a fucking smart guy, man. Even his press releases, when you read his one-sentence press releases, I'm jealous of the way the guy can write and use big words and sum up succinctly his points, man. It's fucking great. The religious right of the religious right. Yeah, it is bullshit. It's fucking crazy. But again, it's not your right to endanger the public. So if you're a healthcare worker in New York and people are coming into the hospital expecting treatment, they've got a right to expect that you're not going to get them sick just because you're a fucking Christian idiot. So there you go. You're going to join the Satanic Temple? Yeah, you got 2 daughters and you're in Texas. Yeah, I would, and join that good fight, Keisha. That's the smart thing to do, and that's the right thing to do. I see also that Republicans are dying at 5 times the rate of Democrats from COVID, a direct reflection of their unwillingness to get vaccinated. It really breaks down along religious lines, and we know that Republicans are overwhelmingly evangelical Christian, or vice versa, I should say. And yeah, they're reaping the whirlwind. They made their fucking decision. It was stupid, and now they're dying. So maybe it'll just take care of itself, and they'll all die off. We can maybe turn Texas blue. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be, boy, that would upset the rednecks, wouldn't it? The spreadnecks. I heard our guy, the gay Satanist, call them spreadnecks. Is that a thing? Have you guys heard that? Spreadnecks? That's pretty fucking funny. I had not heard that before and had not heard it much since. Sin-free atheist. My guy, what's up? Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you being here. I don't know if I'm going to go as long as usual today. There's probably not going to be as many viewers on board since we are from the backup account here because of my ban from going live effective until tomorrow. So yeah, and I'm going to the Ren Fair. You guys like the Renaissance Fair? What's funner than a Renaissance fair for watching people, right? Only the airport, maybe. But I don't drink very often. I was just saying that, but I will drink today at the Renaissance fair. There's no funner place, in my estimation, to go and sit at the bar, which they have plenty of. They have good food there too. I'll sit at the bar and just watch the fucking freaks go by, man. I absolutely love it. There's no finer place to people watch. Then the Renaissance fair. I should like follow this live from my phone, right? Go to TikTok and look it up and follow it and watch the live on my TikTok, and then I can tap and like my own live. What do you think about that?
Happy Sunday.
Live. I'll turn this down. Who's going live right now? Let's see. It's me. I'm gonna join. There I am. I'm tapping my own screen. How you like that? That's pretty good stuff. I'm gonna tap the shit out of it. Thanks for the likes, guys. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Rob. Thanks for the likes. I love you so much. Thank you. Let me see. I'm gonna ask myself a question. How did you get so smart and good looking at the same time? It's rarely seen in the species. Well, that's an interesting question. I'm just kidding. I don't know. You're gonna grow a what? A beard? Oh, you guys are flirting with each other. Yeah, well, that's good. Sin-free Atheist. Follow that dude if you haven't. He's one of our guys, and we love him. He's always here for us. And thank you. Thanks for the likes, buddy. Hit me up with your questions if you got any. Like I said, there's nobody here. There's no producer Jay. He's busy. He's from Atheist Animated. If you haven't followed Atheist Animated, you need to do that. But he's busy with some shit. It's a holiday weekend. People are doing shit. Some advice on growing a beard. If you can do it, do it. Worth of what? I mean, you got to try it, right? Isn't that nice? It's like a built-in accessory for men. The ability to grow a beard. You can just change your look anytime you want. Change it, grow it. Once you get to a certain age, or if you're a hairy guy, it doesn't even take that long. It gets back. I'm not really very hairy, but if I shave this down, it comes back right away in a week or two. Not even much time at all. What's up, Nikolai? Didn't see you were here, my buddy. Glad you found it. Yeah, people do have personal preferences. My girlfriend won't let me shave this off. It gets hot in the summer. I'm like, shave it down to nothing. But she likes the beard, Some women, like my girl in Denmark, they like a clean-shaven man. And I get that, right? That's one of the reasons I couldn't really be gay. Razor burn, right? I've made out with some dudes on stage, mostly. And, that's like, whew, you get some stubble there going, and all of a sudden your face is all raw and fucked up from making out. I'm like, wow, man, the shit that women put up with, I got to give it to them. And they're talking about the stronger sex, the sex that can handle pain better, less whiny. Women get it every time. They might not be physically stronger, but they're pretty much stronger in every other way. Scrolling before grandkids arrive. Have an awesome weekend, my friend. All right, MFM. Thanks for stopping by. Why? You don't think this is any good for your grandkids? What's wrong? I don't grow a good beard, lots of bald spots. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at. Sin free, don't worry about it. That's the goatee, or like the Shakespeare. I like doing that chin strap too, because I get nothing here. You know what I mean? It's pretty thick here. Pretty fucking white too, isn't it? Like an old goat. But I don't try to grow a full one because it just doesn't come in on my cheeks. My cheeks just kind of rosy and soft still. But anyway, back to women's having to make out with men with beard. I would prefer, I think, a clean shaven man just for that. Although the beard gets soft when it gets long. But man, I don't know. It's not something that as straight guys, women are so soft and their skin is so sweet. Kissing on women, you don't really know what that's like to have razor burn, unless you're an actor like me and you've had experiences making out with dudes, or a gay guy. What's new? I got banned, man, from going live on my regular account. You knew that, but other than that, Nikolai asks, Walter Dean Bridgewater. I'm his favorite conductor. That's cool, man. Thank you, my friend, and welcome aboard. I'm doing all right. Today. I'm going to go to the Ren Fair with my fams, my grandson, and my daughter and her husband in a little bit. Her significant other. They're not married. Marriage again, right? Who the fuck wants to get married, man? I tried it once, and again, the government makes it attractive to be married with tax incentives and other things, and insurance coverage and shit like this. And honestly, again, it's religious underpinnings to our laws that make marriage mandatory for certain things like that in America. It's like, I feel like that shit's going away. I feel like the younger generations don't give much of a shit about that. What's up, Heather Mack? Thanks for making it. I know, visiting the parents. Had to go to church. Are you still going? It's late, right? You're done with church, right? How was that? What did the preacher have to say? Did your brother preach, or was it the preacher? I did appeal, but it takes them. They usually do it pretty fast, Nick. But they did not get to this one yet. I don't know if it's a holiday weekend for them, but it just happened Friday, right? It's usually Wednesday to Sunday or Sunday to Wednesday. There's a couple days in between, but Friday night, and then so I'll probably get a notification later today on that, because they do tend to look at your appeals on the lives faster than your videos. If your videos get taken down, sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it never happens, apparently. So we'll see. I don't have a lot of hope that they're going to uphold this appeal, because I said a limerick that was so dirty that it almost shocked me. But it's one of the ones I remember. Somebody asked me my favorite limericks, and of course my favorite limericks mostly are the ones that I wrote, because they crack me up. And I have a lot of limericks that aren't anti-religious. They're just dirty limericks. And when I say dirty, I mean fucking dirty. Like classic limericks are like bawdy, and they're like borderline dirty. When you're trying to write as many limericks as you can, you can't you can't be too fine with it. And so like I have a couple of limericks that are just fucking filthy. They'd embarrass your mother. They'd get you kicked out of a lot of places. So it wouldn't surprise me if the algorithm just heard the words I said in that limerick and and kicked me right the hell off. Thanks for sharing the YouTube. I was just still up. Anybody on there? Anybody on the tube? 2 people on the tube. If you're on the tube, go ahead and put here's the YouTube camera. Put a question up there. We're trying to get the YouTube climbing, and I do have some ideas for some shows. If anybody wants to be on a show with me on YouTube, hit it up. I want a woman to share share a chair, share a desk with me, and do a satirical YouTube video series on the Quran called The Quranimals. But I need somebody to do it with me, and it's more complicated than that. So if anybody out there wants to do that and thinks that we can record, without being together over the internet and then put it on, or if it has to be live, I don't really know much about it. But go to our bio on the regular account, Atheist Underground, and subscribe to us on YouTube, please. If you hit the camera icon, you can subscribe on Instagram and on YouTube that way. What's up with no, I'm just turning it's not really a new backdrop. Thanks, Smack59. I usually face this way, but sometimes I'm this way with the unknown painting in the background. I really love it. It's a nice print, and we just found it, I think, at some garage sale or something, and I love it. And people comment on it, and they're like, "What is that?" And I don't know. It's got no marks on it. It's got no signature on it that I can see. I've tried to figure it out, but I don't really know. So if anybody knows what that is, if they can identify it, please do. A couple people have brought up Vetriano, but if you look at Vetriano's art, this is nothing like his style, and it certainly didn't come up. When I looked up images of his art, he's got a very, very realistic style, and mostly people. This one is, I don't know, not really impressionist, but it's kind of got that style where everything's a little bit blurry, a little bit stippled. But it's a cool painting. Google Lens, huh? There, see that? You got to be a kid to know these things. Google Lens, I don't even know what that is. Good morning, Radical Dimes. What's up? Thanks for being here, my friend. Share the vid so we can get some people on. So I'm currently on an episode of Wayne where he took a painkiller. Oh my god, that was awesome, right? I'm almost to the end too. That one's pretty. It was like episode 6 or 7 or something. And then he outs the girls for being lesbians. Her father was like so happy he's discovered him in his house, right? And he thought that he was in the bathroom with the daughter. And he didn't even care about that. Like, he was just teenagers, and he finds a guy in the bathroom with his daughter, and he's just so happy she's with a dude. And he's like, "Oh no, man! Oh, no problem. Hey, you open the fridge, eat what you want. I'm so happy." And he's on painkillers, and he's like, "Oh, that's not my girlfriend. She's over there with her lesbian girlfriend," and did that. So He's all bummed out. He just walks away. It's a really good show if you haven't watched Wayne. Move your head so you can look it up. Sorry, it's got a glare. Got a glare from the light above. If I move away, then it makes the light change the way that the iPad is doing its brightness. Is that enough? Take a picture and use Google Lens. I'll try that. Thanks. I'd never even heard of Google Lens, honest to God. Sean Gutschmidt. What's up, Gutschmidt? That's German for good Smith. Or is it Sean Gut Schmidt 82? Thanks for being here, my friend. Scrolling back to see if I missed anything. I don't know if things are different on the iPad. I don't see a question, a dialog box at the bottom of my screen like I normally do. It's not there. So I don't know what the hell that's about. Maybe let me see here. Nah, I don't see anything. That's weird. So sorry if I missed your question. Just try again. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know what that's about, but everything's different. You know, if you use an iPad, the frame size is different. When I went to make a duet with my own video for the promo for this, it made it like it cut it off, like it cropped it a little bit, and the timer was huge on it. When it didn't look like that when I took the picture on the iPad, and when I made a video on the desktop one time and tried to then upload it, and I sent it to my phone, uploaded it on the phone. It came out like tiny in the middle of the big frame, like a shadow box, which is all right, I guess, but kind of weird. You infiltrated a Republican college club 2 days ago. Tell us about that, man. What happened? What did you do? That's disgusting, man. Who's in college who wants to be a Republican, man? What kind of fucking hardcore douchebag do you have to be as a 17, 18-year-old to want to be a Republican in this day and age? Like, I got it back in the day. You're a conservative political thinker. You got some conservative fiscal ideas. But, now it's like if you're a Republican, you're either an evangelical nutbag, a undereducated country redneck fuck, or just a super, super, super greedy capitalist who doesn't give a fuck about anybody. New York State of Mind and Reality. That's the name of the picture by Tate Hamilton. Nice job. So it's like something that's known, right? Nice. You got to go? All right. I'll see you later. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for doing that. You really contributed. Now I know. Tate, let me see if I remember that. Tate Hamilton. Nice. It's got a real kind of 60s feel about it, right? With the cars in the background, kind of a rainy day. I like it. They were misogynistic, don't get me wrong, but they were more accepting of who I was. And chill. Yeah. The rise in misogynism and the rise in people's willingness to go right out there and say that women should be subservient to their men. And not just men are saying it, women are saying it too, and getting behind the idea. We're really on our way to Handmaid's Tale here in this country. These people have been emboldened by Agent Orange. They have been emboldened by the Supreme Court and the upholding through the shadow docket of religious exceptionalism and Christian privilege of all kinds, that they're actually like coming out in public and saying things like women should be subservient to their husbands. How fucking far backwards have we slidden when this has become a thing? And these assholes are just, when you're at that age, you still just listen to your parents. A lot of these people, not everybody, obviously. But when I was a freshman, I still thought politically more like my parents did. I actually voted for Reagan. His second term was the first term that I was old enough to vote for president. So the alternative was Walter Mondale, who was like nobody's choice. He lost like every state but his own. He was not an impressive candidate, and I was not, enlightened enough to simply be anti-Republican. But then again, the Republicans weren't as disgusting a faction as they are today. Back then, they were centrists who were slightly on the right. And looking back on it, yeah, Reagan was kind of a douche and he started a lot of shitty things, but even he was not on the level of Trump or W when it comes to just ignorant Christianity. either ignorant Christianity in terms of Bush being an actual believer, or Trump's willingness to use ignorant Christianity against the rest of us by playing to the fears of ignorant Christians. Yeah, it is a death cult doubling down on no vaccine, and as I brought up, they're dying at 5 times the rate of Democrats because of it. Thanks for the likes, honey. Well, more so because they had to, but even then, it still felt like it was more accepting. If that makes sense. More accepting than what, though? More accepting than like adult Republicans? I'm not sure what you're getting at there. But I don't know. If things like that want to get followers, don't they have to be accepting of people? They're trying to add, members. So I think that it behooves them to be at least somewhat accepting of people who come to their stupid fucking meeting. Did you go just to troll them, just to see, or just to like see what they were about, man? Or you got some part of you that that is interested in some of their platforms? I don't know. I'm not casting aspersions. That's how they get you. They trick you into thinking they're your friends. Yeah, right. I could believe that. I am watching you guys. If you got a question on YouTube, thanks for joining. If you're on YouTube, you get a toot out. I appreciate you so much. It's the Atheist Brunch, and I got cherry pie. I got cherry pie with whipped cream on top. Who doesn't love pie, man? I put whipped cream, and I got this ready like 20 minutes ago. So like the whipped cream's starting to crap out, and like the liquid's coming out of it. It was just a can of spray whipped cream. I don't actually whip my cream. I don't have time for all that. Absorbing the Dixiecrats ruined the Republican Party. 45 is just a symptom. Okay, I don't know enough about the Dixiecrats. I know the Southern Democrats. I know what you mean. Pie is great, right? Thanks, man. All about the pie. Thanksgiving, yeah. You like pumpkin pie? You like a nice mincemeat pie? There's not many pies that I don't like. Pie is so much better than cake. That anyone who purports that cake is better than pie needs to have a fork shoved in their eye. Unless cake is really, really, really good, it's shitty. It's just dry. You got that sugary frosting on it. I like a nice Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. Anybody enjoy a Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte? This is German, Black Forest German cherry cake. Black Forest cherry cake from Germany. Now that's a cake I can get behind. Got a nice layer of cherries in it to keep it moist. Got that good German chocolate. Yeah, but in general, yeah, pie. Last year nobody wanted pumpkin pie, so I ate 3/4 of one. Yeah, glutton. Yeah, I have a problem laying off the pie myself, my friend. No judgment here. Donkey Punch. 1975. What's up, Donkey Punch? There's one for the limerick. Everybody know what a Donkey Punch is? I have not made a limerick about a Donkey Punch yet. That's one I haven't got to. I started building the limericks around all of the dirty words I can think of to see if you can rhyme it. It's like the challenge, right? Haven't found one for smegma yet. Hard to rhyme smegma with anything. But I even made one with the word sphincter in it, and that's not easy. But that's kind of how I a YouTube. Yeah, very good. That's kind of how the limericks are born sometimes. Trying to rhyme a phrase or trying to find a rhyme with the with the dirty word or dirty phrase. What else you got? What else you people got for me? Where's our guy Sanctified? I haven't seen him in weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, everybody knows who Sanctified is, right? Christian troll, who's actually in the end, I have a soft spot for him because he never was the kind of guy who you thought was reporting you. He was always ready for with like a Bible verse or like a bunch of like stock statements. It was almost like he had him on speed dial, where he would just like hit a button and send a message to your video. And I feel like every atheist TikToker knew who Sanctified was, and nut job shit. I mean, nutty shit, like over the top nutty. Jesus fulfilled over 44 biblical prophecies. The chances of anybody fulfilling more than one are 7 zillion away. It all worked out. And you could only laugh at the oddness of it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You got the idea that sanctified is just gone. Where is it? Is it a woman? Did we identify that it's a woman? I had no real reason to think it was a man, but you just called her a she, so I don't know. Jesus was a dinosaur named Pete. Isn't that a kid's book, Pete the Dinosaur? But I actually miss Sanctified now that she or he or it doesn't pop up on any of my videos and doesn't join the lives. Sanctified would join the lives and actually be respectful, you know. So after like really, the guy was so annoying, or the girl was so annoying for so long on the videos, it was just like, you wanted to choke him. And now, you know, after kind of seeing them on the lives and realizing that they weren't as bad as the really ugly Christians who are out there mass reporting us just for being ourselves, and you know, kind of a respectful preaching that they were doing, you know, even if it was silly and repetitive. You know, I actually came to have a soft spot for that idiot. So if they're actually off of TikTok, maybe they have their own dumbass band. Who knows, man? Neither of them can clap their hands. Who? What are you talking about? Oh, they came up. Why did the answer come up first? Got a joke. What do Jesus and a T-Rex have in common? Neither of them can clap their hands. Why, Jesus, once he's off the cross, he can clap his hands, can't he? Or are you saying because there's a hole in it, it doesn't make a noise? They're like, I don't know. And then T-Rex and the little arms. Pretty good, man. I'll give you props on that one. The new chef joined. What's up, new chef? Not because they're both dead. Yeah, there's a more salient point. Sanford Mickey 28. What's up, my friend? Thanks for joining. She has told you her name and talked about getting an abortion at one time. Wow. I have to rethink how I thought about Sanctified. Was always a dude in my mind. I give women too much credit, I think. I think it's mostly men who get that nuts with that shit. But, you know, Sanctified claimed to have come to it later in life, you know, and that one of those people who somehow it made sense to them. In fact, if anyone can get their head around that, like when you look into religions and decide that you need one later in life, you're going to look at Christianity and say to yourself, wow, that one really makes sense. It really makes sense that God made us so imperfect that he had to save us from the imperfection that he made us, that he had to come down to earth, impregnate someone, have a son, and then let that son be sacrificed because he needs a worthy sacrifice in order to forgive us from the sins that he imbued us with. And the whole thing is just so dumb that Christian apologists blow my mind. How anybody can back that shit up with any sort of logical reasoning is beyond me. The fact that there might be a God, or the idea that there might be a God, you know, all right, that's something to argue about. That's something that you could see somebody wanting to talk about and maybe having a decent philosophical argument behind it. But Christian dogma is unsustainably stupid. It doesn't even make a little bit of sense. There is an Oklahoma pastor who just resigned. He stands up for pro-choice. Gay. Yeah, I mean, there's good guys out there. There's good pastors out there. And this guy, you're saying he had to resign, right? I think I saw that because he just ran afoul of his church's hate policies because he was trying to be accepting, like Christians really would be. Yeah, she was a born again Christian, right? She was. I mean, you know, most Christians call themselves born again on some level. But yeah, she came to it later in life. I don't think she was brought up Christian, which, you know, it's a sad thing to see happen, but at least it's her right, you know. At least she wasn't indoctrinated into it, and you know, this came along and made sense to her. So, you know, who are we to judge that? You know, well, let's just keep it out of government, keep it away from my kids, and keep it out of my government. If there is, they will be. If there is, they will be. If there is, they will be. Leviticus 13, 45, 46, and put the damn mask on. Marla, Mrs. Jones, love you for being here, but I do not understand that sentence. Did I miss something? I'm scrolling back to see if I missed that first part of that comment, and I don't see it. So not sure what that means. But thanks. Thanks for joining and thanks for the comment. I see that Sudan is separating church and state and getting rid of 30 years of Islamic rule. Sudan. Great fucking job in the Sudan. Meanwhile, while Sudan gets rid of 30 years of Islamic rule and implements a policy of separation of church and state, separation of church and state in America is unraveling faster than that sweater you bought at Walmart. It's really fucking disgusting and embarrassing to see. Keep it in the pants. Don't fling the religious dick around. Yeah, for sure. Don't. I was saying if they believed in Jesus, they would do as Leviticus said. My phone has a mind of its own. Yeah, I know how that works. What does Leviticus say? What's in that? What's Leviticus 13, 45 to 46? Let's look it up fast. Leviticus 14, right? There's some. 35, 36. Then he who owns the house shall come and tell the priest there seems to be some case of disease. Wait. Then he who owns the house shall come and tell the priest there seems to be some case of disease in my house. Then the priest shall command them that they empty the house before the priest goes to examine the disease, lest all that is in the house be declared unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in and see the house. Yeah, you're talking about the vaccine. Yeah, that's right. That's a great one too. You know, and people are like, see, they knew about. I mean, yeah, they knew. Obviously, they knew that people around sick people got sick. You know, and be like, oh, the Bible knew about germs before. What the fuck? If you lived in a society, all you gotta do is open your eyes to see that kind of shit went on. But yeah, there they go again. You know, the Christians don't really care. They don't really care what the Bible says. They care about being seen to be Christian. You know, and all it takes to do that is to say that I'm Christian, and then vote for bigoted Republicans. Doesn't really take any study of the scriptures. The Bible doesn't say anything about abortions except for the passage where priests are told how to induce an abortion in women who have committed adultery. And our guy, have you seen the Friendly Atheist or Friendly Neighborhood Atheist? There's a new atheist creator on TikTok who's made some splashes with some pretty good videos. Handsome, bald guy with a beard. Imagine that. He pointed that out. It does talk about abortions in that passage where it actually teaches priests how to make adulterous women go through what they call the ordeal of the bitter waters, right? And it's some kind of witchcraft. They give them some waters and they say a fucking prayer, and if God, if it really was adultery, then God would cause a miscarriage. Yeah, but in general, you're right. It doesn't. There's no talk of of abortions being bad or against the rules in the Bible. That's for sure. They just want people to see them all dressed up like we give a damn. Yeah, we're just fighting for life. People often try to use Jeremiah scripture to justify profile. What's profile? Heather Mack is back. What happened, Heather? Did you get rid of the religious household? People often try. Which Jeremiah scripture are you talking about, Nick? Nikolai Science is my guy. He's a conductor on the train, and he helps us out with everything. So if you have not followed Nikolai Science yet, go ahead and do that. He finds really pertinent videos that explain science, back up atheists' philosophy, and just interesting shit. He finds some good shit on there, and he's had some good success. My parents came home, so I had to find some headphones. They came home from their church. Their church goes longer, right? Because there's more of this to do. Oh, amen, amen. Rolling in the aisles and shit tends to make the church set go longer when people are rolling on the floors. Gee, Willie Denke. What's up, G Willie Dinky? Thanks for sending likes, my friend. Appreciate you so much. Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I actually saw people doing that shit. Golden Tabernacle below Stonehenge, under Heelstone, the devil, Satan, digging it up. What is that in reference to? I want to go to Stonehenge. I've never been to see Stonehenge. Been to England and did not get to Cornwall, right? Is it in Cornwall? It's in southwestern England. Is Stonehenge. You know, that's a place. That's a place to see. Jeremiah 1:5. Let's look up Jeremiah 1:5 real quick. 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set apart. Oh, yeah, to try to the pro-life thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's stupid. If he, I mean, I guess, you know, that goes to the soul being eternal, you know, backwards too. But like, where is the soul repository? If he knew us before we were born, that implies that our spirit existed somewhere. Is it like that movie Soul, where there's like just like a place where all the souls hang out until they're ready to be put into a body, and like how, you know, there's an unlimited amount, or God already knows that the world was going to go from 1 billion people to 7 billion people in a couple of decades, and there's just an unlimited amount of souls. Does he have to make a new soul every time the population of the world doubles and he runs out? Is he got to like, or some people born without souls because he just misses the boat, and those people become psychopaths? I don't know. Alabama had 9,200 children with COVID in 1 week. You know what I got to say about Alabama? Fuck Alabama. Here. The fart machine is misfiring. I got one fart out. Well, that was for Alabama. The last fart from the fart machine, apparently. That's too bad. I wonder if I can replace the battery. That's kind of sad. Yeah, the advocates for pro-life. I get it. Yeah. Again, I mean, it's just the writing in a book. It's not like a science book. It's not like based on evidence. It's just people's idea. The troll on Instagram hit me. Then he sent me a whole thing back again when I told him that I did think that in fact we were an accident, and that we're just another animal without a purpose except to procreate and make sure we continue our species, which we've certainly done with aplomb and alacrity. No need to worry about that anymore. He came back with a Bible verse. Like any of us give a shit what the Bible says. There's just no reason whatsoever to think that anything in the Bible came from God. There's no reason to think that, except for indoctrination. And I was reading another article again today on Reddit about how, you know, agree with my stance that there would be no religion already if it wasn't for childhood indoctrination. It would already be dead. It counts on that to stay alive, you know, and it's done it so well that even people who aren't indoctrinated by their parents are indoctrinated by society, because most societies, if not all societies, have some sort of religious basing, some sort of God that's inherent to their culture. So none of us can really escape it unless you're lucky enough to already have atheistic parents who didn't indoctrinate you and who actively, you know, educated you to truth and reality. You are probably at least indoctrinated to the idea of God, even if you don't buy into it. You know, we all have to live with the idea that there is a God, or that there might be a God, because people made it up, and because society was indoctrinated into that idea over the millennia of our existence. Another Sunday of sin and depravity. Thanks, man. You're welcome, infinite rubbish. Using the Bible for justification versus a logical or scientific one. Yeah, and that goes on all the time. So, like the Ken Ham thing. We have the Bible. So maybe ET oversees us and is our true God. Well, he's been getting the short shrift. If ET is our God, then, you know, he's not a jealous God, because he's not mad that no one cares about ET. I wish, you know. Phone home, phone home. That's an old ass movie now. Who remembers E.T.? You know, is it still got the same kind of weight? I don't feel like it's lasted like Star Wars and you know, even other Spielberg shit. But E.T. when it came out made a fucking big splash, didn't it? Man, oh man. And this is why spreading rumors is bad. I was hoping it would be Meathead and we'd stand a better chance. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, thanks for the roses, sweetie. I don't know. I don't know if it has batteries, Heather. I think it's a one-off. I might just need to go get it. Oh no, it does. It has a battery compartment. Sweet. You never saw the movie, Nick, and you're not super young like some of these kids. But yeah, I mean, E.T.'s for kids. And I don't know if you watched it today as an adult. I guess you might enjoy it. But to me, it was like a kids movie. But holy crap! Meathead from All in the Family, is that what we're talking about, right? That's if you remember All in the Family, you're dating yourself too. A Bible, lots of different Bibles, all written and rewritten by man, kings, monks that were banks. Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. All written by men, mostly Western white men. After it got started, and they decided what could go in, they decided what can't go in, and even today they're coming up with new versions that are sanitized to take out the slavery language that everybody's bringing up and shoving in their faces. That I'm sure they're getting sick of hearing how their Bible condones slavery, which it obviously does. You know, so they're just like translating those verses in a different way. Even if they were really, really trying to be honest with it, even if we don't have any reason to think that they were doing it for personal motives. It's like the telephone game. You ever played the telephone game? You know, every time something is translated or passed on, it loses something. There's no reason to think that any modern translation of the Bible has a whole lot to do with the original Aramaic and Hebrew. You know, it's another thing where you have to trust. You have to trust that the people who did that were also inspired by God, right? How unlikely is that? That everybody who had a hand in that bullshit was inspired by God. They're pretty sure Shakespeare worked on the KJV. Do you think Shakespeare gave a shit about God? No, he didn't. Your parents were like Edith and Archie? Oh my God, dude. Was All in the Family Urkel, or was that Family Ties? You're joking, right? That was Family Ties. Family Ties was the one with Michael J. Fox, right? Urkel was, what was the name of the Urkel show? It wasn't All in the Family. I never watched that Urkel show. I was too old by the time that stupid show came out to be watching shitty network comedies. Henry VIII. Yeah, the entire message is completely different, and the entire message is, you know, whatever you want it to be. Honestly, hey man, are you vaccinated? Derek Swishers, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Fuck yeah, why? I don't want to. I got no interest in getting a nasty fucking respiratory disease. And the vaccine was free and available, and it's been overwhelmingly shown to be safe. Why wouldn't I get the vaccine? Of course, I got it. Family Matters. That was the Urkel thing, right? Thank you. Yeah, All in the Family was a seminal comedy, Norman Lear comedy from the early 70s with Carol O'Connor. And that's the one that spun off the Jeffersons and spun off, what else? A couple of shows came from Archie Bunker. I look pretty hip. Thanks, man. I am pretty hip. I try to do what I can. Joshua MS42. No horse dewormer for me. Croatia. What's up, Croatia in the house? What's up, Croatia, man? How are things? I hear Croatia is beautiful. You don't think if you're an American, you don't think of Croatia because all you can think of is a war zone. And the former Balkan, the former Yugoslavia, and all those countries, they just seem like they're probably, in my mind anyway, maybe I'm just talking out my ass, but in my mind, like Eastern Europe we were brought up to see Eastern Europe as like one factory smoke fog shithole that was a slave to the Soviet Union. And of course, nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, all these places have natural beauty that all of us would love to see at some point, but it's hard to get those images out of your head. And somebody told me that Croatia is actually one of the most naturally beautiful countries in the world. And considering where it's located, it's not really a surprise. There's a reason that people settled in Italy and Greece before other places in the world. Italy is it's got to be gorgeous weather-wise. Gorgeous. You can grow olives, you can grow dates, you can grow fucking grapes for wine. Like almost no place on the planet. There's a reason why the Romans wanted to stay in that region, and there's a reason why they failed when they started getting to places like England. They're like, what the actual fuck is this, man? We want to go back to the Mediterranean. Your last comment was sent too soon. Hey, Mirko Krokop was what? Mirko Krokop? Yeah, Archie's place. That was just like at the end when it kind of went off the rails a little bit. Archie's place. But yeah, that was the end of All in the Family. It turned into Archie's place. He had like a stepdaughter or something, or like a little girl that he had to live with. I'm 16, but I'm kind of iffy on it, but I think I'm getting forced today. Don't be iffy on it. Why would you be iffy on it? Because of the shit you've heard? It's all just right-wing propaganda. It's all bullshit. Get the fucking vaccine so that all of us can have herd immunity. By not getting the vaccine, you are setting back the effort to control a nasty disease. It's simple virology. It's not even like a hard thing to figure out. It's how we got rid of polio. It's how we got rid of smallpox. It's how we got rid of measles. It's how we got rid of mumps. It's how we got rid of a fucking yellow fever, scarlet fever. All this shit that used to kill people left and right is gone because of vaccines and because everybody got the vaccine. If everybody doesn't get a vaccine, then the disease doesn't go away because it always has somewhere to go. But if everybody gets the vaccine, sooner or later, it doesn't get to go anywhere. I apologize for declining your invitation to go live together. I don't do that when I don't know somebody. I'll do it if we get to know each other and I see your content and I know what you're about. We do dual lives, and I like that. But it's no shade. If I turn you down here when you ask to go live, it's just because that's not what I do when I do my lives. I don't want to get stuck with a troll who just wants to scream and debate. That's not what we're about. Nobody wants to see that shit. I hate how a liberal pandemic turned political. Yeah, it's a literal pandemic turned political. Yeah, it's disgusting and stupid. It's beyond me how that happened. And I get not trusting the government, but in this case, it's not the government. It's the science community and the medical community worldwide. The government is pushing it because they know it's the right thing, because they need the people to be alive in order to have jobs. They have a vested interest in getting rid of the pandemic, right? That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it to try to track you. They're not doing it to try to actually give you something that's going to kill you. The government doesn't have a reason to get rid of the people. The government needs the people, especially a corrupt, shitty government that wants to keep their position of power at the expense of the rest of us. They're not going to be able to do that if they don't have the rest of us. So, the government enforcing or trying to promote the vaccine is not the government doing it. It's them trying to do the right thing according to the experts. The people in government don't know. They don't know the science. They don't know the virology. They don't know medicine. They're trying to do it because the medical community has overwhelmingly suggested and shown that the vaccine is safe and it's the best way to prevent a really ugly case of the disease. So get your fucking dumbass out there and get the vaccine. If you're one of these anti-vaxxers, I got nothing for you. You're a political idiot. Did I say doo-doo? Doo-doo. Can I bark? Ginger! What are you doing? Can you bark for the people? What are you doing? You sleeping? Come on. You sleeping? This one can bark. Where you at? Come here. Yeah, rah. Can't see. There's Ginger. The faithless healer. When you don't want her to bark, she'll be barking her ass off. Yeah, but so I'm on the iPad today so I can pick it up and move it around a little easier. When I use the phone, it's on a tripod and it's stuck where it is. I'd like to say in Genesis, it talks about babies in life beginning at first breath, not heartbeat. That's nice. Give us a verse there. That's a good one to bring up. You know, and none of that is relevant to me. It's a part of a woman's body while it's in that woman's body. It's bodily autonomy for women. It's not about the rights of an embryo or the rights of a fetus or anything else involving the fetus. It's a woman's right to choose what the fuck to do with her body. It's not my right to tell anybody what to do with their body. It's not the government's right. It's certainly not your fucking stupid church's right or you know, president asshole's right. It's the person themselves, the woman themselves. How anybody can get their head around a different argument than that is beyond me. It's beyond me, especially a man. Why are fucking men standing on the corner protesting abortion clinics? Go fucking make dinner. Go fucking do something, man. It's not your concern. You can't get pregnant. It's just disgusting. Leave it to women and their doctors. You can research the vaccine and it will tell you how they came to find it. There are multiple independent scientific studies showing it's reliable. Of course it's reliable. It's insane to think that there's a conspiracy out there to make you take something that's not good for you. You'd have to believe that every scientist in every country and every doctor in every country is in on the conspiracy. You know, if it was just America pushing it on you, I might be tempted to believe that there was something nefarious at foot. It's worldwide. It's every fucking country. And demonstrably, the places that aren't doing it are harder hit over and over and over again. So the reason we have the Delta variant is because people didn't immediately go out and get the vaccine and kill the fucking thing before it could mutate and evolve. Yes, evolution. Men with control issues. How about it, man? You know, please. I like to control my stuff, but you know, I'm too busy to try to control other people's shit, man. I'm exhausted forever fighting with equality. I'm older, and women, you don't want this struggle. Genesis 2, verse 7. Thank you. Genesis 2, verse 7. Marla, Mrs. Jones says that life begins at first breath, not at a detectable heartbeat. White supremacists in power worried that whites will be minority. Yeah. When's that going to happen? When are the whites going to be a fucking minority in this country? The unreasonable things that people are afraid of. It's like the Christians claiming persecution when they're an 80% majority. It's never going to go away. And they used to be a little more of a majority, yeah. But all this crying and whining about, all right, they're going to come for us and Christianity is going to be illegal. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're not going to take your guns. They're not going to make white people a minority in America, and they're not going to make Christianity illegal. People are scared of stupid shit again. It's like being scared of immigration and being scared of Mexican immigrants. I never met a Mexican I didn't like. I never met an immigrant I didn't like. My neighbor's kid challenged me to a water fight, so I just came on TikTok while the kettle boils. Andy Gibbons. Good one, bud. Isn't there something in the Bible about getting abortions? Not really, but you know, there is a prescription for bitter water, they call it, where the priest can administer bitter water and do a ritual to decide if an adulterous woman is, you know, if her pregnancy is a result of the adultery, she'll have a miscarriage, right? It's magic. It's not real, but they do, you know, that's as far as I know, that's the only talk. There's no talk about not getting abortions. There's no law against an abortion. It doesn't really talk about it in that way. Yeah, and meanwhile they all rail against every other fucking religion. You're right about that. I'm damn tired of hearing talks like this. People just need to put our differences aside. Sharia law is coming. Yeah, our version of Sharia law. I mean, they're already trying to implement it. Texas has effectively helped roll back Roe versus Wade, something that was obvious and passed almost 50 years ago now. Crazy. What is the most cursed item that you own, and how did you acquire it? I don't know that I have any cursed items. I don't believe in curses, my friend. Thanks for the question. 201-450 Coyote. Yeah. I don't think I have any cursed items. GOP, keep them scared. Yeah, that's basically it. Keep them scared and keep yourselves in power. It was a terrible day for me. My ex-wife got run over by a bus. Then I lost my job as a bus driver. This guy, who is this guy? He's full of funny jokes. Yeah, somebody came in out there. Is that you, woman? Huh? Yeah. That's the GF coming in. Got mugged by 6 dwarves yesterday. Not happy. That son of a bitch happy, man. He's never on board with beating people up, man. What's with the comedy takeover of my channel? But you need to get your own live going, huh? Nothing. I just didn't know who was out here, so I was saying what's up. No, this dude's got like he's got jokes. He says, "Got mugged by 6 dwarves yesterday. Not happy." Get it?
3 out of 10.
She gave that a 3 out of 10, Andy. You might need to do better. Took my daughter to the park. One mom asked which kid was mine. For fun, said I'm still choosing. Somebody's like commenting with jokes, you know, trying to take over my live with their own funny shit. He said he had a terrible day. His ex-wife got run over by a bus, and then he lost his job as a bus driver. That was pretty good. I got to give it to you there. Women demand your full rights. They will do this forever until you have nothing. Yeah, you need to stand up and do it. Gary is Kevin Rubix. He found us. What's up, buddy? I made you a moderator on this, the backup account, because I got kicked off the other night, as you probably know. How many hitchhikers to change a light bulb? Well, more than 4. It's still dark in my basement. He got 4 hitchhikers in his basement. Huh? Cherry pie. And I put the whipped cream on it, and the whipped cream's starting to disintegrate, and so there's like yellow liquid coming out.
That looks so nasty.
But it tastes really good. It tastes really good. Looks nasty. Tastes good. Yeah, the bus joke was the best one. I've been fighting for decades. We are going backwards, women. Yeah, unfortunately. And it's because of women. It's because all women are not on board with the right side of the message, right? The women in the redneck states, the women who are married to abusers, the women who believe that you should submit to your husband. All those women are out there, and they're right on board with this bullshit. They're right on board with it. So until you get solidarity among actual women, it's going to be hard to make that happen. You know, again, Christianity is to blame. It creates that Stockholm syndrome kind of phenomenon in the women who are in that abusive relationship. They don't see it anymore. They sympathize with their captor. All that shit. It's real. It's a real psychological phenomenon. Don't believe it. And again, you need solidarity. People are like, what are atheists trying to do? I did the video about calling ourselves atheists instead of some people calling themselves humanists, some people calling themselves secularists, some people calling themselves mythicists, some people calling themselves free thinkers, rationalists, reasonalists, secular humanists, whatever it is, agnostics of all stupid things. If you're an atheist, come out as an atheist, call yourself an atheist, so that we can all be seen together as one demographic. Look what our gay and transgender friends were able to do. They were able to mainstream being gay in America. If you are gay or lesbian or transgender in America, you are more accepted than atheists. Yes, you may be more abused on the extremes end of it, where you're out there, so you're seen, and so you're the victim of violence in a way that atheists aren't. But you're in all the media. You're portrayed in cinema. You're portrayed in television in a positive light. Atheists don't have that, and atheists, by surveys taken, are shown to be the most hated minority, more hated than the LGBT community. So the LGBT community right there, it sums it up. They were able to take all the letters, because they're not just one faction, right? You've got lesbians, you've got gay men, you've got transgender people, you got questioning people, you got bisexual people, you got ambiguous people, you got all the letters, right? Just like atheism has all those different things, right? But they put it all together under one title, held hands, and came out in public and said, fuck you, we're here, and we're not going to be ignored anymore. No more picking on gay people. And they got it done. They mainstreamed themselves. It's so fucking brilliant. I'm so jealous. And here we are, we're like atheists, and half of the atheists are sitting at home going, I don't give a fuck to be an activist. I got my job, I got my money. You know, I just like, why do I got to do it? And meanwhile, you got a minority of religious fucking assholes taking over the fucking government, because people don't give a shit to come together. If we all come together as secular people under the term atheists and vote the same way against Christian nationalism, then we can get something done. Maybe we can normalize being a non-religious person, which is like right now, people look at you sideways when you say that. They're just like, even if they're not terribly religious, they're like, really? Okay, what's that? What's atheism again? People don't even know. I had a news reporter ask me a few years back, what's atheism again? They didn't even know what it means. She didn't. She was really cool. Oh, there it is, the first one. Bye. I follow Jesus. Says Jesus is Lord. Well, thanks, man. You convinced me. Really great argument. Thanks, buddy. You are now blocked. Bye. Guilt and hate. That's the political game. Keep us fighting and fearing. Yeah, you're right about that. Scully TikToker. I'm atheist. At a boy or girl. And that's what we need to do. We need to identify as atheists. We need to go ahead and tell people that you're atheists. You need to tell your neighbors that you're atheists. You need to just come out. And once everybody knows somebody who's atheist, it takes the sting out of it for them, doesn't it? And that's the other thing. When gay people, back in the day, it was like you kept it in the closet. Nobody knew. They all knew somebody gay, but they didn't know they knew somebody gay. So it wasn't an issue for them in their lives. They didn't have anybody that they loved who was gay. So it was easy to be homophobic. It was easy to be anti-gay. It was easy to pick on that other that you don't see. There's no gays in our small town. But look at that guy on TV. Ha, 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 that fag. You know, if you do that stuff, it's because you don't know someone. Once you know someone, once you have a son or a daughter or a loved one who's gay, it becomes real to you and you love them and you understand that it's wrong to be homophobic or to discriminate against gay people. So that's what atheists need to do. Howdy from corrupt California. I love the whistle. There's one for you, Marx Brothers. How old are you that you remember the Marx Brothers, my friend? Look at Isaiah 13:18. By the way, if you left church, you may need to call to have your name removed from their membership registry. Yeah, if you care that much. I mean, in the end, attendance is down, and that's really the important thing. But you're right; they'll keep trying to inflate their numbers. Isaiah 13:18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Look at the New International Version here. Oh, they're bows, like bow and arrows. Nor will they look with compassion. They will have no mercy on infants, nor will they look with compassion on children. It's kind of out of context to just take the verse. I'm not sure what that one's talking about. You were born during the Eisenhower administration. Wow, you are old, buddy. That's older than me. I wasn't even born during Kennedy. I've tried many religions. They didn't take. $1 million church and a famine. It didn't add up. Yeah, how about that? Don't they get tax cuts or get state benefits? Who? I told my mom, and she's Christian, so sometimes we argue about it. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. You have to, judge for yourself whether you're really going to get abuse for it. I'm not advocating coming out if it's really going to hurt you. If you're going to get beat up or killed or lose your job that you really need, then you might have to stay in the closet. But if you can, do come out. I came out, and my mom. We don't really argue about it because she knows she can't argue with me because there's no arguing. You've got no leg to stand on. You have to be someone who's pig-headed to stand and debate Christianity with an atheist because there's no defensing of it. All these Christian apologists, I don't know how any of them, well, I do know how they make money. Christians want to listen to it and get ideas for how they can back up their silly ideas, but it's stupid on the face of it. It's just it's absurd. The whole mythological arc is absurd. There's no way to defend it in my mind, and so my mom doesn't argue because she knows that I'll just destroy her. Luckily, she doesn't abuse me, but we do have conversations about our opinions, especially about death. Well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with conversation. Yeah, the internet will destroy it. You're right, Kevin. People from my parents' church are getting your college address. I don't think I'll ever escape. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's no good. Your parents are bad about that. My mom does the same thing. Every time I move, she sends my address to my college. I'm like, I don't want them to know where I am. What the hell? You're almost a fossil? Yeah, well. Love the Marx Brothers, though, man. If you're into old movies at all and you're a young person and you've never seen the Marx Brothers, I highly recommend going back and looking at some old Marx Brothers films. Groucho Marx was very funny. Kentucky gave tax money for crazy 6,000-year-old or many poor homeless. Yeah, you think? You've been to Kentucky? And there's plenty of poor churches that are, too poor to tax. They're actually just community churches who can get a few bucks and pay the guy to preach to them. And, people are like, tax the churches, tax the churches. Tax the mega churches that are making money. Tax the ones that are promoting a political candidate. But if you're a poor church that's just trying to minister to your community and you're struggling anyway, and you really are following the rules of a nonprofit, you don't need to tax those churches. But here we are. We got Kentucky, one of the poorest states in the country, using tax money to build nonsense like the Creation Museum. That's absolutely filthy, indefensible. Fuck Mitch McConnell and fuck all the politicians in Kentucky that let that happen. And the problem is that those people went ahead and voted for it. Those same people, those same poor people, are going ahead and voting for the people that ended up doing this to them. So they vote against their own self-interest, largely because of the fear and misinformation that they're fed by these assholes. Fun fact, I think it was Harpo whose real name was Adolf. Maybe, yeah. Adolf was a name that went out of fashion, didn't it? After a certain period in history. I don't think it's any secret that there were a lot more Adolfs in the first half of the century than we see today, and there's only one reason for that, right? Same reason or opposite reason that Muhammad is the most popular name in the world. They're guilted into that by then. Damn, you get banned again? Yeah, I did get banned. Bokectomy, what's up? I got banned for, I think it was for reciting my limericks, my dirty ass limericks, which are just full of filthy, dirty imagery and words. It could have been anything else. I went live with Rachel from I Blame Bill, who, if you don't know Rachel from I Blame Bill, you're not paying attention to Atheist TikTok. She's one of the biggest atheist creators, and she's fucking fantastic. I just love her so much. And we were having a good live. It was a good time too. We've done that a couple times, and this was it was no different. We had a really good live, and then I was only 5 or 10 minutes from quitting anyway. We'd been on for 2 hours, and my screen goes blank. And I think it was because I was asked to recite some of my favorite limericks, and I went ahead and did it, which was probably a mistake. How you doing? No use for names. How you doing? No use for names. You don't like names? What you got against names, huh? Yeah, the education system lies to all of them and lies to everybody. And the education system in America's gone to shit. In the country, nobody really learns critical thinking. Nobody learns how to learn anymore. That was always the thing when I went to school. We would say you don't really go to school to learn things. You learn how to learn, right? College really teaches you how to use deductive reasoning and critical thinking skills to keep learning for the rest of your life, more than it actually teaches you a subject. And good, grade schools and high schools are the same way. It's about teaching people critical thinking skills so that they can continue to learn on their own, right? Give someone a fish, they eat for a day. Teach them how to fish, they eat for a lifetime. It's that thing that we've lost in the schools, and we've lost the actual teaching of a subject. They don't teach them anything anymore. I see these kids coming out of school and they're just ignorant. They don't understand that the past imperfect tense of see is saw and not seen, right? Hey, I seen you on the street the other day. I seen that you did this. No, you have seen or you saw. Get it fucking right. Pet peeve of mine. I know, I'm a language Nazi and I don't give a shit. They always push special education kids. What's that mean? Gotta walk your dogs, Marx Brothers. All right, thanks for joining, Mr. Eisenhower administration. Woo. He's a boomer, my friends. Original boomer. Am I special ed? No, my dad is named Ed, and he's special. I'm special Rob. We have to understand the socioeconomic backgrounds with children and not judge them for it. Yeah, true. I hate it when people use the word do instead of does. Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of street right now. We hear that lingo, you know. Yeah, you do. Right? We hear that lingo on the street. That's become popular, I think, in urban culture. I'm just glad there are others who are atheists because I feel like peeps don't understand me. Yeah, well, there's lots of others that are atheists, believe it, and you know some right around you who probably don't come out of the closet. Um, that that they could be, you know, simpatico with if everybody got together and if it was all right for us all to come out, um, then you know you'd have more community, you'd have more family, you'd have more people that understood you. New Yorkers don't like to use saw. I think that's not limited to New York. I mean, it's just become a lazy speech pattern thing. I hear it everywhere, more and more here in the Midwest. Thanks. Lynch Jared was muted. What did he do? Did he preach on the train? Patrick Fuller official. Are you mad that you're bald? Am I mad that I'm bald? Do I look like I'm mad that I'm bald, my friend? Does this look like the face of a mad guy? I'm not sure I could look much better, honest to God. No, I'm not mad that I'm bald. Please. The day that I actually shaved my head for the first time was like as freeing as it was coming out as atheist, right? I wake up every day and my hair is perfect again. It never gets bedhead. It never gets flat on one side. I don't got to worry about washing it. It doesn't get oily. It doesn't get dry and brittle. I don't get split ends. I don't got to color it. I don't got to do any of that shit. Why'd you mute the guy? What did he say? My dad thinks you're kind of cute. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Tookie 69. That's cool, man. Dirty Seagulls joined. You're mad that you're balding? Yeah. It made me mad when I was balding when I was 21. And I'm like, what am I going to do? You know, but then when I realized it didn't really make a difference in my life effectively, you know, it wasn't like girls were like not interested in me anymore, or you know, I wasn't getting jobs because I was bald. It's like all that shit, you know, went away. No. Sean Connery vibes. Thanks, Sean Connery. You're like a gentle Scottish lilt like Sean Connery had. You know, it's very, very, very attractive. I think he made a lot of friends with that mellow lilt of his. Sean, I'm a big Sean Connery fan, my friend. Effects from segregation. What? But again, that language comes from defunded education, especially when you look at even today's. Yeah, I don't know where it came from really, but it annoys me. It annoys me. I muted because he was just here to provoke you, Matt. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. And some of these guys get muted by mistake. And I told them, you know, too bad. You know, if you yell the word bomb in an airport, it doesn't matter if you think it's a joke. They're going to come for you. You know, there's a no tolerance policy. And if we lose a couple of people, like a couple of people hit me on Instagram and they're like, I got muted and blocked from your account for saying Jesus loves you as a joke. Please unblock me. And then you go, and I can't find them. Once they're blocked, I can't find them. I'm not sure that that's right. On TikTok, is there a way to do that? You know, because I'm willing to maybe believe the guy, but then again, if they are a troll and they're just trying to get us in trouble, wouldn't that be what they say? Please unblock me. I really like you. I like what you say, and I was just saying it as a joke. So please unblock me. So I don't have any sympathy for those assholes. If they did that, they did it themselves, and they made a mistake. People from your parents' church are in your driveway. Are you back at school? No. Are you back at school, Heather? I thought you were home for the holiday weekend. Or they're in your parents' driveway. Did they come for you? Are they coming for you? Do you need to go out the back door? Oh, you think there's a block list? Maybe I can find them there. Well, you've said before, no preaching on the train. Then they just do that. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, you know, we don't want to get kicked off by mass reporting. And so, you know, if people are silly enough to make a joke about it and get kicked off for it, you know, I'm not losing any sleep over that. It's too bad if they really did like us. But yeah, you shouldn't have fucked around. Yeah, we say right at the beginning, no tolerance policy. I'm glad you're here, Scully TikToker. Thank you. But follow the main account. This is not going to be the normal account that I go live from. It's Atheist Underground with no underscore. Follow us there. Go through, like all my videos. Do everything you can to help, because I am being shadow banned. I don't get advertised like I used to on the talk. And that's hurtful, honestly. I lay down and I'm sad about it, you know. We're just trying to do good for our community, for our people. I tease, but yeah, no, we are getting shadow banned, almost positive, and you need to go to the main account and follow it, because this account is just a backup. I don't put any videos on it, and I figured we could easily get to 1,000, and it was right. We got to 1,000 right away, so that I can go live if I get banned from going live, because it's happened to me like 5 times now, and sometimes it gets upheld because there really wasn't any violation, and they go and look at it, and then they restore your access. But either way, I think the more that happens to you, it hits an algorithm where they're just like, this guy's been banned and he's had 5 videos taken down, and he's been banned from going live 5 times. You know, let's just not promote him. And I think that's probably just an algorithm. I don't think that's probably a guy going, we're not going to sit behind a desk pushing a button. Don't promote his video. And I think that's just once, you know, they've got that written into the program. So who knows if it lasts forever, if it doesn't last forever. Do you debate your belief? I don't debate my atheism with people. I just find that debating religious is like banging your head against the wall. I would sooner debate, you know, the fucking monkey that plays the cymbals, you know, because you'd be like, well, show me some evidence for God. And then maybe, and they'll go, and then they'd be like, well, you know, if God was real, he could like send a book down that everybody could read in every language all at once. It would appear on some place that was high profile, and the TV reporters could come and see it, and the scientists would study it and determine that it was not of this earth. There'd be a million ways that an omnipotent God could like make his will known. So why doesn't that happen? And then the guy you're debating goes, because they don't listen. They don't listen to reason. I'm not going to change my mind. So in some ways, I guess I'm the same. You'd spin it the same way, because I'm never going to change my mind. There's no argument that I haven't heard. I was a Christian. It's not like I'm coming at this straight from hell. I was a Christian. I did find God. I had a relationship with God, or I thought I did. I talked to him. I looked for a sign. It came up short. It came up empty. It doesn't stand up to reason. Once I got old enough to debate it with myself, I realized that there's no defensing it. And you just have to be someone who wants to believe in order to believe that shit. So to debate a believer, to me, is the height of wasted time. I'd rather beat my head against the wall, because at least you might get dizzy and feel high for a minute. I don't know, but yeah, I don't do debates, and that's not to say I never would, but you're not going to win. The idea of a debate is to convince somebody through your logic that your position is right, and debating a religion is never going to work. They're never going to be like, oh God, you know, you really, now you got me thinking about that, and now I'm going to quit religion. That's never going to happen, and it's never going to happen for me the other way. So why do the debate? I get some people like them, you know, but I don't enjoy debates of that nature. I don't really enjoy any debates. It's not my thing. Can we debate? Can I hear 2 in the pinky and 1 in the stinky? Well, can we debate? Can I hear 2? I don't get the whole sentence. I love it. Thank you for that. 2 in the pinky, 1 in the stinky. Can we debate that? We can debate that, but there's no debate. It's great, right? Okay, they're going, haha, they weren't here to lynch me or anything. I'm like, did they bring over like some shepherd's pie or something? What were they there for, Heather? Oh, can you hear 2 in the pinky and 1 in the stinky? You're a dirty man. Wolverine, USA. So I got 2 whistles here. One's got a higher note. Rob Nosh, what did I say? They were dropping off a car for my dad to work on. Oh, okay. It doesn't work like that. Wolverine is Canadian. That's cool. I should have one of those, Rob. The whistles, yeah, they're only $7 on Amazon, dude. You work for Amazon. Just go steal one off the shelf. Morning, Matthews Mangoes. Good morning, my friend. Am I your cool uncle now? Thank you, my friend. It's my dream in life to be people's cool uncle. I only have one actual nephew. I have one sister who has one kid, so I only have one nephew. Why are you yelling at me to shush? What did I say? Wolverine was spamming? Was he spamming? Oh, with the pinky and the stinky? I see what you're saying. I don't know how that's baiting. Just trying to get me to say something. Uh-oh. Abba Gooba was blocked. What did they do? I didn't see Abba Gooba come up. Yeah, you guys are seeing stuff before I do, which is weird. I don't have any Abba Gooba. But they got blocked because there's no preaching on the terrain. What? What did they say? Oh. I didn't see that come up. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. Trust in Jesus. Thank you. I do trust Jesus. Never to come back. Temporal Martin, Smitty Builds. Lettuce Disorder. Trevor Whatever. I love that. Hey, Mel Tree Fitty. What's up, Mel? Happy birthday, baby. I saw that vid. Mel Tree Fitty. Go follow her if you haven't. She's fantastic. Hey, tell us about I heard OnlyFans ban nudity and adult content and stuff. What's up with that? What are you gonna do? Is it true? What are you gonna do if you can't make money on OnlyFans with your titties? I don't get what they're thinking. Like Tumblr already got ruined. Remember when Tumblr was so fucking awesome? And then Yahoo bought it and took all the nudity and porn off of it. What the hell, man? Oh, they reversed course, right? Okay. Yeah, because they realized they're going to lose $1 zillion probably. Fucking people thinking, man. Scully TikToker accidentally left. He's back. All right. I'm sorry. I keep calling you he. And I don't know. Prince Zuko 06. No, buddy. I'm gonna oh, you're they them. Okay. Thanks, Scully. They're back. Thanks for being here, my friend. And Zuku, whatever your name was. Yeah, sorry, I don't accept lives from people I don't know. When I'm going on my normally scheduled lives, which are in fact every Sunday at 11:30 East Coast time, and every Wednesday 8 p.m. East Coast time or 9 p.m. 9 p.m. East Coast, 8 p.m. Central. So we do a Wednesday live and we do a Sunday live, and it's not that I wouldn't, if somebody I know pops on and wants to do a live and asks me for a live, I Blame Bill, or anybody, Deadpool, Black Atheist Rants. If any of you guys are listening, Biddy Buddha, certainly, if you pop on my lives with a request to go live, I'll accept that. But like I say, I don't want to get in a nasty debate with the troll who's trying to catch me, because I don't have any self-control there, as you guys can see. If people start getting under my skin, I'm going to say something, and then they're going to use it to get me blocked, and I'm just not into it. Oh, Nomino making fun of the they, thee. How many people are you? Thanks for the likes, Kev. Thanks for the follow, Tony Van Dam. Appreciate you. Tony Van Dam says, thank you for being here. I'm getting too many couch proselytizing on my feed. Yeah, I know how that happens. Thanks for finding us. We appreciate it. This is my backup account. Follow the main account at Atheist Underground, no underscore, just Atheist Underground. It'll get you to the main account, and that's the one you want to follow, because we'll be back live on that account on Wednesday after my access gets restored. And this account is just the emergency account, like a lot of atheist creators have had to do. Create a backup account because we get mass reported. It's so threatening. Imagine believing in a God that's so wimpy that your faith is threatened by the existence of people who don't believe in him. Imagine that. To me, it really points out the weakness of religious belief system and faith, how threatened they are by the existence of People who just don't believe the way that they believe. If you're a true believer, why would it bother you? But they have to come out and get together and play games to ban us. And I don't know any atheists who do that. Do you know any atheists who go on Christian Lives and try to catch them saying shit and get them banned, or just like complain about non violations and try to get them banned? I don't know anybody who does that. It's purely the realm of religions to me, Muslims and Christians. Theists don't support free speech, and they say that they're the party of freedom, right? They want to be all about personal freedoms, when religion in and of itself is restrictive of freedom. So how is a more religious country more free? It's absolutely un-American. Religion in the government is un-American, because this is supposedly the land of the free, where we created and we have more freedoms than any other country, which is not true anymore, but it was at some point, I think. And more religion is less freedom. So how does that add up? How can anybody condone that or get behind a theocracy? It's less. It means less freedom inherently. Why do people use Tacitus as proof of Jesus when that's not what was written? Because people need anything they can. They know that there's really no proof of Jesus. So anything that people are trying to call proof of Jesus, they'll grab onto and run with it. I heard somebody say that the New Testament Gospels were traceable back to the eyewitnesses, so that we know the eyewitnesses were real, and that somehow, like, the writers of the New Testament or the writers of the Gospels went and found these people and interviewed them. When, if anything, they were like the final written versions of oral stories that were passed down. Again, the telephone game, right? Well, Jesus supposedly did this, Jesus supposedly did this, and it goes through 10 people. The guys who wrote Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John did not go back to Israel, to Judea, and look for eyewitnesses and be like, so tell us what happened after you found the stone rolled away. Was Jesus covered in mud? Was he clean? Were the holes still there in his feet and his hands? Can you give us some details about how his hair looked? Was he shorter after being dead for 3 days? Had he shit himself like people do when they die? A lot of stuff, but no, that's not what happened. There weren't any eyewitnesses, because none of that shit was real, and the Gospels certainly were not written based on the talk of eyewitnesses. It's just stupidity. Yeah, Josephus has pretty well been identified as a forgery, thanks to the Theod Ferrier. Theod HD Ferrier. Oh, the ADHD Ferrier. Are you a farrier? Who knows what a farrier is? That's a guy who changes his horse's shoes. Yeah, I hope your ADHD doesn't get in the way of that job. You might get kicked in the face, I guess, if you're not paying good attention. My opinion of the Ehrman and Price debate was that Ehrman won, because Price he's an old guy, and he's not all there in some ways. He wasn't quite prepared like Ehrman was, I think, but Ehrman's points were unconvincing to me. But I have to give him props for winning that debate. I think he probably did. Do I like Taylor Swift? I don't have any need for her music. But yeah, I think I like Taylor Swift as much as any red-blooded heterosexual male does. I think she's a cutie pie. But yeah, her music is not for me. He wears short shorts, he wears t-shirt. Good stuff, right? If you're a teeny bopper, a teenage girl, if you're into talk about teenage girls' relationships, right? That's the music you want to listen to. Religion, politics, money, and power rules the world. You can't have it to have science. You can't have it to have science. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, money and power rule the world, and religion and politics are ways to get money and power. Man, I want to be completely honest with you, me, bro, to man. How you doing today? I'm on here for funds. Yeah, I'm nothing if not completely honest, dude. What's up? What do I say to Pascal's wager? Stupid philosophy. Out of all the philosophies out there to try to get behind, to try to prove God, That one's the dumbest. And Pascal knew it. It's not. It's silly, because if there's an almighty God who knows everything, he would know that you're just believing to get the reward, and that you're not a true believer. If you're hedging your bets like that, he's going to know, right? Also, you have to bet on every God. If your idea is that there's nothing to lose by believing in God, then you better believe in all the gods, right? So how are you going to do that? You're going to find every God that ever existed on the off chance that that might be the right one, and then fake worship it? No, Pascal's wager is stupid and really bad. Most Christian apologists and preachers don't even try to tell people to follow Pascal's wager. It's really, really bad, and it just shows again a lack of real faith. Rasta Marley. What's up, Rasta Marley 92? Yes, railroad hat. Bye, Zesty. Go advertise your shitty bar somewhere else. Yeah, I missed something there, but yeah, the Christian God, he is evil. If you read the Bible, you know he's evil. God first, I'm Antichrist with a K, Sadoc Gamma. Don't know what that means. I'm more into 80s rock like Metallica. Okay. That's cool. That's way cooler than Taylor Swift's music. I don't like metal that much, but Metallica, pretty cool. You can see that Barnum and Robert Price debate if you go online and look for it. Thoughts on Lilith? Yeah, the elimination of Lilith in the Abrahamic traditions is a reflection of the patriarchy. I think that they worked real hard at removing Lilith and other divine feminine from the Bible so that it could be more easily sold to the masses without any female authority figures. This is just another way of beating women down across the generations, of leaving them out of positions of authority, of unentitling them, deplatforming them. So all of that shit is straightforward a way to shit on women and for a way to keep men in control. Weren't the Liliths Roman or Greek god demigods? No, Lilith was Adam's first wife in Hebrew tradition, and it's in you can find it in other Hebrew writings, but it was taken out of the Bible or left out sooner or later by the Hebrew scribes who wrote it. Again, just to make it so that we didn't have an example of a woman who stood up to male authority. Right, when Lilith was kicked out because she didn't want to submit to Adam, and so Adam got him a suck of a wife who was willing to do that, I guess, on the second go around. So yeah, exactly. Lilith was cast out for being intelligent and refusing to be subservient. Are all parts of the Bible that got rejected or removed available to read? I'm not sure about that. I think so. If you read Carrier, he gets into the Gospel of Mary and the Gospel of Daniel, and there's a bunch of Gospels that were left out but that are available, and some of the Apocrypha, and most of that. I wouldn't say all of it, maybe, but I don't really know. But most of it you can find if you look for it. And we'll see. Jesus saved me from death. Is that preaching, or is there a guy named Jesus? Did he save you from death? Yeah, could be. Hecates was a badass. Hecates. What's that? Trophy wife. Yeah. Lilith or Eve was a trophy wife. I know Lucifer was a Roman god. I thought the Liliths were a collection of them. I mean, I think the word Lilith refers to more things than just one. Lilith is an owl, right? It's at some point Lilith just refers to an owl creature in Ezekiel, I want to say, or whatever. Thanks, man. Where did I get my perm? I get my perm every other day when I shave my head. Country Redneck 2020-18, 2021-8. Bye. Thanks for being a preacher on the train. Oh my God, don't get into religious cults. God in the Bible, Jesus is the only way in. Wrong. Not even original stories, but thanks for that. You guys can block that guy if you haven't. Appreciate it. She was a goddess from Greek, I think. Yeah, I don't know if any of that's necessarily true. Oh yeah, unseen, we'll see. Why can't you guys do it? Blocked. Bye. Bye. You're right. Thanks for that catch, and thankfully I got to it. They are blocked. Got a little spate here of creatures who found us, right? These people. Thank you for blocking the redneck. Emerald Floyd, don't block me, Kevin. Why, Emerald Floyd? Piano dude, who made the world? Nobody made the world. The world formed in the aftermath of the expansion of the universe when matter coalesced around stars. If you are an atheist, you must believe in God. No. Bye, Patty. Patty Trump is my prez. Idiot. If you're an atheist, you must believe in God. And you love it when people come at you with that. You hear that a lot. If you're an atheist, you have to believe in God because you're denying the existence of God. Therefore, you're putting God out there. No, the word only exists because of theism. If people weren't so stuck on religion, we wouldn't have to call ourselves atheists. If everybody could stick to the fucking plan, which is that we're all born with no knowledge of, no conception of, no belief in a God, and it stayed that way, then we wouldn't need the term atheism. Atheism only exists because people have to remove themselves from the equation of religion that other people have forced upon us. Who's driving the UFOs, genius? My crazy Uncle Jim drives one of them. Yeah, thanks, man. See you later. Oh, I'm not sure what that dude was about. Yeah, I hope I did it. I blocked them. I just hit their name and it came up here and it said manage and it said block. So, and it told me that they couldn't join any more of my lives. So hopefully that worked. Glad we caught them, right? Because when you tried to do that before, they weren't there. They one of those people who like block you so that you can't get at them. Don't believe in Casper the Ghost. You must believe in Casper. Yeah. I prefer the word anti-theist, but I'm a proud atheist. Yeah, that's cool. And anti-theist implies that you're against religion, and against theism, and against, formal organizations of religion, whereas atheist implies that you don't believe in God. I think you could be an anti-theist and still be a believer in God, right? If you're an anti-theist, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but if you're an anti-theist, you're someone who rails against religion, which is fine. I think most atheists are anti-theists, but to just be an anti-theist, I think that leaves room for the existence of God, and just means you don't want to be around people who worship the God, or you don't want to sanction the religions that work for the God. But yeah, a painting has a painter, a creation has a creator. So here's the thing, and disciple has a C in it. I don't know if you knew that, but disciple is not a word. I know that's tough. English is tough, but disciple has a C in it. And here's the thing. We know that a painting has a painter because we've seen painters paint. We've never seen a creator create creation. We have no way to prove that. We have no evidence that happened. We have no way to recreate it. We have no way to test it. That is the stupidest analogy ever. Anybody who uses that analogy, that they're weak and they're grasping for straws. A painting has a painter, a watch has a watchmaker, a car has a car maker. We know these things because we can see them. We can show where it happens. We can't see that with what you call creation. We can see what we can see, which is the Big Bang and everything afterwards in space-time. But to make that analogy is to be a weak-minded thinker. Thanks a lot for the input. Lenny Kiat. Lenny K. Yacht. What's up for joining, my friend? Thank you for joining. Blake Usray at 2. Love you, man. Hey pal, you can't be mad at your dad forever. You know, me and my dad have a great relationship. Wow, but why do people make that assumption? My dad is a staunch, uh, if not an atheist, he would call himself an agnostic, maybe. But he doesn't give a shit about God, and he was never mean to me. I love my dad. We have a fine relationship. Um, Thanks for being presumptive. User, I can't be bothered to think of a username, so I have a lot of numbers that TikTok gave me. Thank you. You saw what? But you were on acid at the time. You saw what? You clearly have some baggage. So what is it? Oh, thanks for being blocked, idiot. You thought they were talking to you, the ADHD farrier? I don't know. I think they were talking to me. But either way, I mean, that's just so dumb to think that people have baggage. That's why we're atheists, because we're mad at God. And I love that one. Why are you so mad at God? What went wrong in your life that you have to hate God? What? No, none of us hate God. He doesn't exist. You can't hate what's not there. What we hate is people who follow God and use him to beat the rest of us into shitty laws that none of us care about. Yeah, that's just another moronic fucking religion argument. Oh, you said religion is evil and brings out the worst in people. Yeah, well, here they are proving it right here. Rolling back through the comments here. It's about time anyway to get off here pretty soon. A few more minutes, and I'm going to get with my fam and go to the Ren Fair. Thanks for joining. This worked out better than I thought. It must be easy, because the names are almost exactly the same. So if you're someone who's looking for lives, you probably saw the name and figured it was me anyway, because it's just got an underscore in it on this backup account. But those 2 hours went by just like they always do, which is in an instant, because I like talking, and as long as there's people asking questions and making comments, I can usually use that as a springboard to start blabbing and ranting, and then the time goes by in an instant. So I don't know, maybe I'll bring my phone. I maybe go live for a minute. You got the Ren Fair coming. See, this is the last weekend for us, and then they move to a different part of the country. So we might be getting the one that you're getting, Farrier. You're welcome. Thank you, Blind Woodcarver, for being here. I do it backwards, like smoking that joint and putting the fucking hot end in your mouth. You're there, yeah, ashes and shit. Done that more times than I can count, my friend. You're in Ohio, so they are. They might be. Yeah, it's I'm trying. I think it's RenQuest is the corporate boss. It's the Bristol Renaissance Fair here in Southeast Wisconsin, one of the biggest ones, and one of the most successful ones in the country. Right down the road here. I like to go once a year at least. It's really, really crowded. I mean, it's really popular. They're only open for like 9 weekends, from July 4th to September 1st. But I got the idea that they move around, and that's why they're only here for part of the summer. They spend the summers in the north, and then as it gets cooler, they move and go to different parts of the country because it's corporatized. A lot of these same people move with it. Of course, a lot of local people get jobs at it while it's here, but a lot of these people get in their trailer and move to the next one. If you're like the stilt walker, or the magician, or the guy who does the puppet show, I don't know. Once these things got popular, like everything, like hospitals and everything else, they just became corporatized, and some big corporation took over the management of them, which probably in terms of the Renaissance Fair was probably good for them. Less chance of them like misusing their funds and going under. But probably shitty in some regards too. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for coming back again, Heather. We're just about done here. I gotta go. Hi, little kawaii kikaranos. Kawaii, little kawaii karanos. What's up? You in Hawaii? A lot of numbers, Bill. Join. Thanks for joining, you guys. A few more minutes. If anybody's got any questions or comments, hit me with them. I'll go for about 5 more minutes. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. I don't know. I never expected this to work out like it did, because I'm just a guy who rants, and that tends to get me in as much trouble as it does get me, followers. But it's really gratifying to know that anybody gives a shit and likes it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for all the likes and all the shares that you can possibly do. We appreciate it, and we need it. We're in the last civil rights movement, my friend, and you see what's going on in the country right now. We are up against it, even though we got rid of the Agent Orange, the whatever, the great embarrasser, I like to call him. We have the great emancipator, we have the great communicator. We have a lot of these presidents who were known as the great something. Trump was the great embarrasser. Thanks, Blake, for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Again, this is the backup account. Please follow Atheist Underground with no underscore. And if you're interested in what we do, you're not going to see a lot on this channel. Please do follow this channel so that we get more followers and we become easier for them to put on people's FYP. It helps the algorithm when I do use it and all of that. Thanks for the likes, Heather. Thanks for the follow, Chris G. But yeah, this is just the backup account that I had to use for today. So I really appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and YouTube. We are on Facebook and Twitter as well. And I want to say, let's if you're still with us, Matt and Hat, let's get a Discord going again. I would like that. I thought that was cool. Somebody ran away with our Discord. If a girl is always right, then why always choose the wrong guy? I don't know what that means. And why is a girl always right? Was time different when you were a teen? Times were different. Yeah, when I was a teen, times were way different. It was not this weird politicization of religion like there was. You could be a Republican and still be pro-choice. You could be a Republican and not be a complete boob of a misogynist and a country spreadneck. They were just a little bit right of center, and you could have logical and honest debate about policy without cleaving to the far right or the far left. There wasn't any of that shit. Times was time different when I was a teen. Yeah, it was longer. Time's getting pretty short. But yeah. When I was a teen, it was in the late 70s and early 80s was when I was a teen. So I miss the 70s every fucking day, people. Let me tell you what, man. The 70s were fucking great. People talk about the 80s and what a party time and this and that. It was just like, but everything got more conservative. The 80s were kind of flashy in terms of stylistic changes and music and a lot of stuff happening on the good side. But on the bad side, that's when, the whole just say no and born againism was ushered in the Reagan era. And the 70s were, they were just more cool, man. There was no PC. Everybody got along. I'm all right, you're all right. That was the fucking 70s. I'm okay, you're okay. That was the 70s, and that was a great fucking time. Human strong than God, cause human killed human. Jesus, not God. Well, all that's true, but why is he yelling? You got a point there. Why is he yelling? In all caps. Born in '69, Reagan ruined the '80s and the country. Yeah, I gotta believe that. I was born in '64, so you're a little bit younger than I am, but similar things. And my whole sensibility comes from the '70s and looking up to my crazy cool uncles. And I was too young for Vietnam, so I didn't have to fall into that shit. I didn't have to really live through the shit show of the '60s, which was cool too. The '60s were cool too, but man, a lot of civic unrest in the '60s too that was kind of ugly. But the '70s were cool. No, hard communicating with your friends. I guess by today's standards, yeah, but no, I mean, we had telephones and we wrote letters. If you had a pen pal that was in a different part of the country or the world, you wrote a letter and you had to wait 3 days. But I guess, yeah, it was harder communicating with your friends, but I wouldn't have called it hard. If anything, people got together more and actually talked to each other, did stuff, and except for the pollution. Pollution was ugly in the '70s. There wasn't a lot of regulation. That was one of the decent things that came out of the '80s was regulation for factories as far as dumping their spew in the fucking river. What's up, bro? Chris V. Yeah, you used your parents' phone, right? You had to ask permission. It was going to be a long distance call because if it wasn't in your local area, the phone cost money, and then it would come on the bill, and your parents would be like, "Damn, phone bill was $17 this month. What the hell?" Last month it was only $7. Who you been calling, boy? And then you get a list. You get a list with your phone bill of everybody that got called. You're like, oh, yeah. I see you called your friend over in Ashford, and that's in a different county, so it's long distance. It costs us money. But yeah, it was a cute time. You know, you had to ask when you were a kid. You'd be like, can I call Johnny? I guess, you know, and your parents would teach you how to use the phone politely. You know, it was like a thing. You know, I'm not pretty sure that does not happen anymore with every kid being born with a damn cell phone in his hand. Okay, so the scene is the same where the cop fights that guy, and it turns out he's some kind of karate guy. You might have gotten further in me than it, man. Or I'm not remembering a piece of it. That could be that too. But yeah, Wayne is cool. Watch Wayne on Amazon if you don't. And that's it for me. 12:30. I'm gonna go. I love you all. I would climb through my iPad and make love to every one of you in a row if I could. I will see you Wednesday on the regular account, Atheist Underground, with no underscore, just Atheist Underground. And in the videos before then, went to see Shang-Chi last night. Love Marvel. Go see Marvel. Go see Shang-Chi. It's a little bit heavy on the we're okay because we're Asian bit in the beginning, but once it gets past that, it's beautifully filmed. Gorgeous, gorgeous cinematography. Really pretty framing and great fight scenes. So yeah, much love to all of you. I will see you next time. Appreciate it. Sorry for the YouTube, you guys. Morning Ree on YouTube. I'm gonna let it go. Sorry, I took it off the screen and I did not see that I actually got some folks on Area 51 Keeps Talking Snakes. I would recommend to you the Thought Adventure podcast, YouTube channel, NF Dollars to learn more about Islam. Yeah, I'm reading the Quran. It's boring me. But one day I'll get on with that guy. We'll see what goes on Hamza's Den, right? Learn more about Islam. God wants lead out of aviation fuel in the U.S. Have to agree with him, even if decades late. You are protecting others with the vaccine, which is a good thing. Yeah. Worth 7 heaven points or SNH green stamps. Boomer, you remember SNH green stamps? That's going back there, my friend. If telling them that a God wants them to get the vaccine will encourage them to do it, then so be it. Yeah, well, you know, if that works. I agree with that. But yeah, it's time for me to cut off. It's 12:30. Thank you guys for being here on the YouTubes, if indeed you were, and I'm going to cut it off. Love you. Thank you. Long time, and sorry I didn't see your questions earlier. I'll try to be better at that. See you guys.